What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to take a quick couple minutes of your time. I'll sum it up again so you don't have to stick around for the whole video. Moral of this video is make sure your guitar is set up properly before you complain. So I don't know if any of you who have been subscribed before watched my what I love and hate about my American Pro 2 Stratocaster. And one of the big things that I hated that I was definitely premature on was how often the tuning went out when I was using the trem arm. So I had this guitar for a little bit. I changed the strings and just did like a quick truss rod adjustment. I knew that the trem was sitting a little bit high, but it was barely above the specification. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but I know I measured it, and it was slightly above. I was lazy. Another thing I hated about it was having to take off the screws from the back plate. Should have just done it because I did another string change on this, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to do the whole thing right to Fender spec, and we'll see how it is. And this guitar holds tuning so well. So make sure your guitar is set up. Again, I think that setup I did with that string change, I did another maybe a quarter. I think it was less than a quarter of a turn on the truss rod. And I pulled the trem down like a tiny bit to get it within that specification. And it holds tune amazingly. It's night and day difference. I cannot believe it. So I am sorry for complaining about that. I was clearly wrong. Make sure your guitar is set up before you complain about how it plays. And sorry, I also just got this amp that I'll probably be doing a video on pretty soon. So I'm obsessed with the Fender cleans right now. But I just wanted to wrap up. For those of you who are maybe more beginners who are just going to be starting to set up their own guitars, make sure you have the right tools. I already did have the right tools. Like I said, I was just lazy and didn't want to do a trem adjustment when I first got the guitar. A couple key things you're going to want to make sure you have: capo, tools, or a multi-tool. This is the one you get with a Gibson guitar. And that'll be great for like doing the little adjustments with raising your action or doing your intonation or tightening the springs on the back there for the trem. One of these, I guess it's like a multi-ruler. Oh, okay, it's called a string action gauge. I have the Diodario one. You can use it for quite a few measurements. I actually use this to also measure the trem height, string height, pickups, everything. It's fantastic. And for your truss rod adjustment, lastly, you're going to want some feeler gauges. Super handy. That way you know for sure your truss rod is good. Where you capo your first fret, press down whatever fret depending on the guitar. I think for Strats, I go for about 0.010 of an inch measurement, and it just works perfectly for me. So again, make sure you have the right tools. Make sure your guitar is set up properly. And if you're a beginner, don't be afraid to set up your guitar. It's not that difficult. Just do everything in small increments and you'll be fine. There are tons of YouTube videos out there that walk you through it. If that's something you'd like to see me do, I'd be happy to show how I set up my guitars. But obviously, if I make these little mistakes, like thinking that the trem being slightly off wouldn't affect the tuning, so you might be better off learning from someone else. But that's it. Moral of the story, make sure your guitar is set up. I was wrong. Sorry, Fender. This American Pro 2 is fantastic. Holds tuning. Sounds amazing. My one complaint that everyone will tell me to get over is still the back plate. A lot of people, oh, keep it off. I hate it off. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people keep it off. I need it on. So one little complaint, having to remove 6 screws every time, but it's on me because I could obviously keep it off. But yeah, that's it for me here. I hope you all take care and have a wonderful day. Peace.